Talofa, and welcome back to the National English Honor Society's Albert Went Chapters podcast, The Ripple. I am your co-host, NEHS President Malia Kim Fruean, and today we are here with a very special guest, the principal of Samoana High School, Miss Jemima Te'o Nafatali.
Yes. Hello, welcome. I am also co-hosting today's episode, your NEHS Vice President, John Alailima-Utu. And Miss Jemima, we are so excited to have you here. How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm excited to be here too. And maybe I should co-host the whole show. I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. It's my first time being on such a show or such a podcast. I'm very, very, very old school, but there's always room for something new in our lives.
Yes.
Hello, and talo falava.
Yes, we are very delighted to have you here, Miss. Today is the first episode on our podcast for the new school year, but this is the third episode of our podcast altogether for our channel. We are very happy to have you as our special guest.
So, we have very important matters to discuss, some future school activities, but before we get into that, we just wanted to say that we're seniors now. We've been here for 4 years, and we still don't know that much about you. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to get to know our school principal more before we leave Samoana. So Maria can start us off with...
Yes, okay. So we know you as our beloved principal, but we want to know what got you here to Samoana in the first place.
Okay. I started teaching in 1989, and the first school I taught at was over at Nu'ulivoke Tech. I was there for 2 years, and then I was transferred to Alailima-Utu High School, and I taught there. Then I became a counselor and then a vice principal. I was there for 29 years. Then in 2018, I was transferred here. So I've been here for, I think, 5 years. So I've been in many schools of American Samoa. I've taught quite a few students. And coming here to Samoana, I was nervous. Honestly, I was nervous to come to the school. And but after my first year, I felt very welcome by Principal Rod Tupai, who was here at the time. He welcomed me in open arms, and I felt comfortable working for this school. And I am I'm a Viking alumni, but I am a Samoana principal.
Yeah.
And I am very glad to be the principal of this school. Yes.
But what processes did you have to go through to become the principal? And why did you want to become the principal for Samoana?
Okay, after many years of teaching, then you apply to become a counselor, because that's the ladder that you have to climb. Then after becoming a counselor, you need to apply to become a vice principal. But when I was transferred here, I was still a vice principal at Alailima-Utu High School. And then after 3 years here, they transferred Principal Rod at the time to another school. Or he resigned for family matters, and then we had Principal Foleni. And then they transferred him to another division. And then there was someone with no principal. And because my heart was already in the school, and I said to myself, it's my turn to lead as a principal. So my first years of being a principal was here at Samoana High School, and that's the best. Oh. And I'm glad that I have experienced becoming a principal in a big school.
Wow, lovely story, Miss.
That is nice. So, Miss, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you transitioned from being a vice principal to
a principal?
Yes, to your current position.
My long-term plan when I was teaching at Alailima-Utu High School is the last step of the ladder that I will climb as being an educator would be vice principal. I hesitated becoming a principal because I had already known what the challenges are when I was a vice principal. But there's not many challenges. It's challenges but I was able to conquer. But coming to a big school, that was a big challenge for me. I was scared to come to this big school. I mean, to this big school is because of the challenges of all the different students coming from every part of this territory. For Whakaitua High School, it was mostly students from the east. You never find a student coming from the town area or Tafuna area coming to the back school because it's like it's in the boonies. You come here, it's a town area. So I was hesitated to come here because of the behavior challenges of dealing with students in the town area. It's quite different from students in the not so close to town areas, is because the culture is strong, but in the town area, it's not as strong as how it was in the back schools.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Yeah, and we can definitely relate to that as on a student level. I mean, transitioning in general is very hard. I mean, we can say, for example, transitioning from being a junior to now being a senior, the responsibilities are definitely much more. And yeah, so Miss, do you feel that you're still facing those challenges right now?
No, no.
That's good.
I believe in letting the students know who you are the very first day you meet with them. And if you are consistent with the type of person you are, then the students will have to adjust to you. Just like the teachers. When you go in the classroom, the teacher is the boss. So the students are going to have to adjust to the standards of the teacher. So as becoming a principal, yes, I have to let the students know that I mean what I say. I don't like just saying things and I don't walk the talk. So if students see that I'm walking the talk, then they're going to say, oh, okay, she means business. She's just not saying it for the sake of saying it, but she's also working towards it.
Yes, yes, that is very true. And if you were to describe who you are as a principal to these students, how would you describe
I
that?
would just say I am a person who means business, and I am a person who means well. I may be strict in a certain way, but it's all for good intentions. So you've been here with me for 4 years, and I don't know if you've seen that in me. Some of you kind of hesitate to come to my office, but my doors are always open, and I don't know why you students are hesitating to come to my office, but I don't know if you've sat in my office yet and you have talked to me, so I don't know how that went. If it was good or it's like, oh my goodness.
Yes. I really thought that Miss Jemima was strict. And yes, I know Miss Jemima is strict, but I also thought that she wouldn't be considerate. But I thought that, but I've never went to your office and talked to you one-on-one. But I did talk to Miss Jemima one-on-one for our NEHS podcast. And that really did change my perspective on who you are as a principal. No, I really do believe that yes, our principal is strict, but it is for good intention. Our principal does mean well, and I know that from firsthand.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
But moving on to the more fun questions, Miss, what is the best part of being our principal?
I get to laugh and be myself at times working with teachers, but especially with students. Students, they give you mixed feelings. I get angry, I get happy, I do get sad, I cry with some at times, and I enjoy working with them, but getting to know them. I want them to know that they're open to talk to me about anything, and I am open to help them in anything that they need help with. I was a counselor before, and I dealt with a lot of students who had they had problems, family problems, personal problems, and we did a lot of sharing. So that's what I like about being a principal. I get to work with a lot of different types of people, And it's a learning experience for me. It's a learning experience for me. Being able to work with students from different geographic areas of American Samoa. Yes.
Now, what would you say would be the least fun part about being?
I think the least fun part is going home after 8 at night because I have to be at many places, like the games, the meetings that take place after hours. That's the not so nice part. So by the time I get home, it's either my family have already eaten and they are about to sleep, and it's not nice to eat by yourself during dinner time when everyone is sleeping. But yeah, that's a not so nice part that I don't enjoy about being a principal. It's not a lot, but it's the timing. It's when I get off work. But I'm not getting paid for it. But anyway,
For those extra times you
for the extra hours.
Maybe we'll get you a free plate.
Yay!
2 extra free plates.
I will appreciate anything.
But yeah, I think that's one thing that kids don't understand about our staff is that our staff doesn't go home the same time that us students go home. They go home like way later than us students.
All right, so to sort of acknowledge Anti-Bullying Month, Miss, what do you think are some methods we can sort of implement in our school policies that can help improve our social climate and atmosphere in our schools?
Since most of the day students are with teachers, and the teachers, these are the people that the students listen to for almost the whole school hour. And teachers can help out in, letting the students know there is no positivity in bullying. And once that a student understands that, then there won't be any bullying because, some students, the reason why they're like that, to my understanding and to my knowledge, because they're insecure. That's the main thing, insecure. So if we, as a family at Samoana High School, can make this student or this child feel secure, there won't be any bullying anymore. If they feel insecure at home, then at least this place will make them feel secure.
Oh yes, definitely agree. All right, so now to sort of student performance. Miss, what do you think is an adequate measure of a student's success or intelligence, sort of? Is it the standardized tests, or is it their grades, or how do you think is the best way to measure student success?
Students, they all have different capabilities. Okay, not all students are the same. And if a student succeeds in his way of achieving his or her goal, that's a success right there. We have students, they're not college bound. We have students, they right after high school, they want to do something different. There are students, they want to go right to college after high school. So, but they're not all the same. Some students, they want to find a job right away. It's because they want to help families. Some families, they're well off. But some students, some of their families, they're not well off. So the success to me, if a student succeeds in whatever way, has a job, goes to college, and they succeed there, that's a success for us here. We've done good academically, to my understanding and to what I've seen for the past 4 years that I've been here. We've moved up the ladder. We may not have moved up 5 steps, but if you inch up the step of the ladder, you will make it all the way to the top. And we're getting there. I believe we are getting there. And I believe in the students of Samoana High School. So the success we cannot measure. I can't measure success. But the only success that I can see is when our students succeed in any way they can in life.
Oh, that's a very lovely answer, Miss. I believe that too.
Yes.
Academically or not academically, as long as our students
Yes.
succeed, I think that is still success as well.
So, Miss, we know that a lot of the student success that can a teacher plays a large role in it, in the student's success, especially in the future. So with that in mind, a lot of teachers, they play a pivotal role in shaping and equipping students with the necessary skills to face whatever challenges that comes their way in the future. So, what advice would you have for future or students or just people who are aspiring to become teachers or educators?
Educators. I don't want them to be teachers for the sake of being a teacher because they need a paycheck. I want them to become teachers because of their love and their pride in teaching our students to become successful candidates in the future. As a counselor, and I know that when students fight in the school, it's like, oh, those kids are not going to get anywhere in life. But we don't know what these kids are facing. So sometimes they're given to the counselors, and before they are suspended, because there are consequences that have already written by the policies, I have to talk to them first. And once I talk to them, they really get the picture. I can see the change. I can see that there are students that are sitting with a lot on their plate, and they just don't know how to express it and who to talk to. And being a teacher, you need to understand that part of the student. So whoever wants to become a teacher, these are the things that they have to be aware of. It's just not the academics, but it's also the whole human being of the student.
Yes, Miss, I agree. I think the best teachers that I've had are the teachers that try to be there for me personally, like on a personal level. Not just assigning me work and not really caring about what's going on in my life or the other things that I'm carrying on my plate. I really do appreciate the teachers that take the time out of their life, out of their career to actually pay attention to what the kids are actually going through. I think we should appreciate those teachers.
There was one time when I was a counselor, and there was a class that was called Office Aid, and it was an elective for students to learn how to do office work. I would always ask for the students that are suspended, because I want them to feel like if I just give them something simple to do, I want them to see that they can do it, and then we can move on to more harder work. And the class is only offered for one semester. And after that semester, they're asking me if they can stay for another semester. I said, sorry, you're done with me. I need another student. So we need to tackle and we need to take care of these students that I know they have so many on their plate. Okay? And there's a lot happening these days with our students. And we also need to know how to treat them. I am strict, but at the same time, I also have to see what the kid is going through. Yeah.
Yes, Miss. We know that you have very, very good intentions, especially for our students here on campus. But do you believe that there are students or staff that misjudge your character?
Oh, yes. Yes. There are quite a few that misjudge my character. But I don't want, because I believe in what I do. I believe in what I've learned. And from there, I know it works. So with all the misjudging, I'll just give them time to really get to know me, and then maybe they can change from there. Because if I try to please everyone because of their misjudging of me, I'm going to have a lot of work to do on trying to please these people, but not do my job as a principal. So it's just how I'd like to work. I can't please everyone. And in this world, you cannot please everybody. You just have to try your best and let them see what the end result is.
Yes, Miss. That is a wonderful message. I believe that as well. What would you say to those who may be slandering your name, or people who don't know you?
Yes.
What would you have to say to them?
I don't have Facebook, and I know that a lot of people are slandering and butchering my name. But because there's so much freedom and people say whatever they want, I don't go on Facebook because whatever they say, it's going to ruin me. And I don't want them to ruin me by what they say. I'm just going to keep doing what I believe is right. And as a principal, I know what is good for the school. And it's not that I'm doing all the decisions by myself. I even asked the assistants from the counselors, the vice principal, and some teachers. I talk to some teachers as well. But the outside world, they will always have something negative to say. No matter how hard you try to succeed and do good in life, there's always going to be someone to pull you down. And that's what's happening. My daughter sometimes, she says, Mommy, did you know that so-and-so? I says, don't let that bother you. Go off Facebook. Don't let it bother you. Because Facebook is a social media thing, and we can't control the people with what they say, but we can control ourselves about how we react to what they're saying.
Wow, very touching.
No, I think it's very nice that we get to hear this side of you, because I think people, yes, I think people do make assumptions about you. I feel like I did make assumptions about you as well until I finally got to meet you personally. I heard you speak. You're very eloquent and punctual, and even now you're very, I would say, very empathetic or sympathetic. Yeah.
That's good too. You know, I keep saying this. You never judge a book by its cover. You have to read the whole book, and then you can judge the book. This is after doing all the reading. And I'm pretty sure your English teachers are telling you that. Okay, who wants this book? You see, it's like, oh, teacher, I don't want it because it looks tacky. And the teacher goes, read it first, then you come and give me your feedback on the book. Okay? So, yeah.
Yes. All right. So, first quarter is almost done,
Yes.
right? So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate our progress as a school so far
Be honest, miss, be honest.
in all aspects?
In all aspects, I would say we're just here at the first quarter. First quarter finishes next week. We're doing good. I would say 8.
Oh,
I
wow.
would say 8. You know, no one is perfect. I know there have been fights. There have been fights all over. But it's a natural behavior that there's a time when we get mad and we can't control ourselves, then it comes through the fist. But whoever can control himself spiritually or emotionally, that person is a success to me. We don't have to show it through our strength and our fist that we keep throwing out all the time. But let's fill up the head first. So we're doing fine. We're doing fine. So I set the bar at 8, which means whoever's listening, whether it's a student or what, we're gonna move it up to a 9 and a 10. I don't want to start at a 5. Then we're going to say, okay, next quarter is going to be 6. We have until, no, let's maintain at 8. It's just like when I was my first year teaching, I told all my students that I never knew who they were. I just looked at the faces. It was the first time. I said, I am giving you an A for my class. You are going to have to find ways to keep that A by the end of the school year. It was a challenge for them. And then they come, Miss, I don't want the A. Oh, hold on. Every kid wants an A. So I'll give you the A. You have to try and maintain that A. So my rating is at 8, and you as students, you're going to try and maintain it as an 8 or higher. Let's set the bar up there.
Okay, so Miss, we all know Pep Rally is
It's
coming
coming.
up soon. Actually, this week, Friday.
Yes.
What do you expect to see from our first major event of the school year?
I'm expecting a great event. I am looking forward to it. After going through every practice, going through every class, it's very exciting, and I can't wait for that day. And I know it's going to be a big success because all classes are vying for that first place. And I'm looking forward to it. And we haven't had such big events like this in the past. And I know I keep saying I won't. If you keep fighting, I'm not going to make this happen. But how many times have I changed my mind?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And even with the Spirit Week, I do allow it, but there's stipulations or I said all orange, and then the bottom still has to be our Samoana. But no, today there was because there were mixed messages, and that's what happens if we get mixed messages. So, but it's Spirit Week, and I'm just going to just quietly swallow everything that I see, and I'll be patient up until Friday so that this activity will become a reality.
Yes, and you'll be cheering for the seniors, class of 2024.
Your favorite class, the class you've known the
Let me
longest.
see, let me see.
The most deserving class.
The most deserving class. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Prove to me that you will be the most deserving class to win.
Well, yeah, since we're still talking about activities, since Halloween is right around the corner, do you think we will have, aside from pep rally, any more activities in the future?
This is how I do it. If the first activity is a success, no fights, no whatever, then I'll think of the upcoming other activities for the different months, because we have Thanksgiving, right? And then we have the Christmas. So if you students are good for this one, then why should I say no? Just like parents. You do good, baby, I will give you another one. I will give you something, another present. So it's just like here, as me, the mother, you do good in this assembly or this activity, then I'll say yes to the others.
So you guys hear that? Be good students.
Please, students,
Did you hear that?
no more fighting. Please, so that we can have more events, especially seniors.
We're here to have fun. We're not here to fight. Let's have fun. And that's why I want to give out these activities. You only have 4 years to be in high school. So make all those 4 years count.
Yes. Yes. Please, no more fighting. But moving on, Miss Jemima, every episode we have a burning question. This is the most anticipated question of our episodes.
I feel the heat already.
And our burning question for you today is, why aren't students allowed to wear jackets on campus?
That was the burning question. And it is also a sensitive question. Okay? I do allow it on rainy days. Yes, because we get wet and we need to stay dry and the jacket helps it. But there are other issues and matters that I have to look into as well, as of why I don't allow the jacket. Have pride with your school uniform. What's the school uniform? It's white and blue. There are students, they wish they had a jacket, but they can't afford a jacket. And here they are looking at students, they come in with different colors of jackets every day. But my main reason of being strict on the jackets is I cannot speak about that on this. But if you want on your own, you can come and ask me. But this is a sensitive question.
Confidential.
But yes.
Yes, confidential.
But I want you all to have pride in your school uniform. Before I even came here, I always admired Samoana High School's uniform. Honestly. I always admired it because the girls, they wore nice white pulitasis, the boys, white shirts, and the blue. It looked very, very, beautiful to me. But again, I can't say much about the jacket, but if you do, I can talk to you about it offline, but not online.
Yes,
Okay?
we understand.
Yes, but I want everyone to have pride in their school uniform. Because after 4 years, you will not wear it again. You will not wear this uniform again. You can wear the jacket every day of your life, but would I see anyone wearing white and blue to college? I don't think so. But you'll be always wearing a jacket to college. You will go to a different country or different state where it's cold. You'll be wearing the jacket every day. Will you be wearing the Samoana uniform? No. right? But you'll be wearing the jacket that I tried to tell you to take off every day you come to school. Okay? And I hope students will understand that. Have pride in your uniform.
Yep. You heard it here, students, straight from your principal. Our last question for you.
Oh, there's still many more to come. I hope this is the last, okay?
Don't worry, Miss, we're not going to keep you long.
Okay.
But our last question for you, Miss, before you go, we would like for you to clarify on whether or not the National English Honor Society is a club or a honor society.
I had to really look into it, and I'm still in discussion with the people that I'm working with. I know it's an Albert Went chapter, and the National English Honor Society is for students who want to pursue their goals in becoming writers, becoming English teachers, becoming English professors in colleges. But it's an English society for those who want to pursue their goals in English. That's as much as I can say about the National English Honor Society.
And those are all the questions that we have for you, Miss Jemima. We would like to thank you for being here on our podcast. We know it was very tough at first to get you here on our podcast, but we're very grateful and very thankful that you put time out of your day to come and film with us, especially because we know you have somewhere to go. Before we close, I'd like to give a special thank you to our grantors, the Hershey Heartwarming Project that gave us this opportunity to have this podcast in the first place. We thank you for our advisors, Mrs. Collins and Miss Sabrina, for giving us this opportunity to establish a podcast within our society. We thank you for tuning in to the National English Honor Society podcast, The Ripple. Stay tuned for more, and thank you.